1975 heavyweight title fight between Muhammad Ali and Ron Lyle. Ali, of course, scored a major upset with his 8th-round knockout of George Foreman to become only the second man ever to regain the heavyweight championship. He won with guile and psychology and unmasked a fearsome bully in the ring once again, as he had earlier against Sonny Liston. Ali defended his title in March of 1975 by stopping a 35-year-old Chuck Wepner in 15 rounds and improving his record to 46-2. Wepner took a lot of punishment, and Sylvester Stallone's Rocky movies were largely based on Wepner's courage. Ali's next fight would be against Ron Lyle in May of 1975 in Las Vegas. Lyle, 1 year older than Ali at 34, was born in Dayton, Ohio, but lived in Denver. He was an ex-con, having served 7.5 years in a Colorado State penitentiary from 1962 to 1969. Lyle began his pro career in 1971, and his record was 32-1. He had wins over Buster Mathis, Oscar Bonavena, and Jimmy Ellis. Ali dedicated the fight to Reuben Hurricane Carter, the former middleweight who was in prison for the 1966 murder of 3 people in a New Jersey tavern. Carter proclaimed his innocence and became a symbol of injustice. Ahead in the program, some classic trivia, but right now let's go to Las Vegas for this 1975 heavyweight title fight right here on ESPN Classic.
This was Ron Lyle as an amateur, fighting in international competition against a Russian named Kamo Saroyan at Caesar's Palace right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Even then, Lyle showed his punching power as he made mincemeat of his Russian opponent. Down went Saroyan, and in the technical parlance of amateur boxing, the referee stopped the contest. Then he turned pro. Among his opponents, Buster Mathis, September 29, 1972. Mathis, who once beat Frazier as an amateur. Lyle with a current record of 31, 2 lost, 1 draw. End of Mathis. And after Mathis, of course, as you saw earlier, he fought and ate up Jurgen Flynn, who gave Muhammad Ali a reasonable tussle of it in a bout overseas. What about Ron Lyle? What's his background? How and when did he become a pro fighter? Well, he discussed in an earlier talk with me the sordid nature of that background openly.
I wonder if you'd retrace for us the whole of your prison background. How you got into trouble, how long you were there, all of it.
Well, it was back in '61 when I first got involved in a gang fight, you know, and a guy was killed, and I was caught and convicted. And
manslaughter.
Yes. I was sent to the penitentiary for second-degree murder, you know. Of course, I was tried for first degree, but they found me guilty of second degree, you know. And there is where I started boxing, you know. I first went into the penitentiary. They were holding fights on the 4th of July, you know. It was in 4th of July of 62. And the guys were fighting, and I looked at it, and I said, this doesn't look hard. I think I can try that, you know. I think I can do it. And I did, you know, and the first time I ever fought, it was like in 64. Of course, at that time, you and Muhammad Ali were going strong, you know. And
what do you mean at that time? We still are. You'll find him strong enough when you face him.
He's going out, and so are you. But that's, you know, that's where I learned, you know.
You got into further trouble, didn't you, while you were in prison?
Well, I got stabbed, you know, of course.
What do you mean you got stabbed? Don't throw it away like that.
Well, it was the thing is, you know, when you're in prison, man, you know, everybody's mean. You know what I mean? Or they wouldn't be there. And
where were you stabbed?
I was stabbed in the abdomen over here, you know.
Wasn't that when the prison doctor signed your death certificate?
Yeah, well, one of them did, but Dr. Townsley, he didn't give up, you know. He just, I guess he felt that he could get to the artery, you know. Of course, the blood was... I was bleeding internally, and, you know, when they opened me up, they couldn't find the artery because of the blood, and they had to give me, like, 36 blood transfusions, and I went on the operating table about 10 o'clock that morning. I didn't get off till about 5:30 that evening, you know.
How long did it take you to recover from the operation?
Well, they sent me to the hole, you know, and they gave me 90 days in
the hole? Yeah. Solitary confinement.
Right, and, of course, you have nothing there but your letters that you get from home, and at that time, I wasn't getting that many letters, you know. But my sister Joyce, I wrote her, and... I asked her to write me, you know, to give me something to read and to something to do, look forward to, you know. And so I started doing exercises like push-ups and squats and set-ups and toe raises. And I got to where I could do 1,000 push-ups in an hour, you know, which was pretty good, you know. So it didn't, you know, the time didn't really bother me. And that's where I decided that I wanted to be heavyweight champion of the world, you know. I saw myself as being a world champion, you know. And from that moment on, I got closer every day, you know, and I just kept working at it.
I did that interview with Ron Lyle a number of weeks ago after it was announced that Lyle would be Ali's opponent here tonight live in the Las Vegas Convention Center. But today I interviewed Ron Lyle again. You're looking at the challenger, Ron Lyle, the man who in a Colorado State penitentiary used to have a dream. The dream to become the heavyweight champion of the world. Now he's just hours away from the dreamed of opportunity. And with the fight, as I said, just hours away, Ron, once and for all, tell us how you're going to fight Ali.
Well, first of all, Howard, is that I'm not going to try to kill him. You know, I'm not going to fight him like everybody else is for him. Liston tried to kill him. Frazier was more successful because he put more pressure on him. Foreman tried to kill him. You know, Buckner tried to kill him. Norton tried to kill him, you know. And when you're trying to kill him, you can't get the good leverage shots that you really need to hurt him effectively.
Mm-hmm. You know? In other words, you're calling him a defensive fighter.
Well, he's not completely defensive, but he's not completely all offensive either, you know.
So you don't intend to just go after him. You'd like him to come to you.
Well, I'm going to have to make him come to me, you know. And I'm going to go after him, but eventually I'm going to make him come to me, too.
Now, what about his new love affair with the ropes? What will you do about the rope tactics?
Well, that's not my job to worry about the ropes. That's the referee's job. My job is to fight and be in control of myself at all times, as the referee's job is to be in control of the fight at all times.
Ron, I think you're honestly confident about your chances. I really believe you believe in yourself. But how do you equate that confidence with the fact that you lost to Jerry Quarry and recently in Hawaii to an unheralded kid named Jimmy Young?
I've had 30-some-odd fights. I've only lost 2. Show me a guy in the top 10 that hasn't lost. And almost all of them been knocked out. Almost all of them been cut. Almost all of them been knocked down but me. So on that alone should give me the qualifications to be the champion. I've earned that right.
You think back now to the days in the prison?
Yes. Matter of fact, I brought 3 guys along with me. Albert Johnson, Corny Cruz, and Rip Clark. Al did 14 years, Corny did 14 years, and Rip did 9 years. I lived with these guys for almost 7.5 years of my life I spent with these guys. And they watched me from the time that I came in until the time that I left. And they watched me grow from a jitterbug to an adult. You understand? So these guys are sharing a part of that. And that's why I brought them along, you know. And they're going to see a moment, man, and perhaps maybe, you know, it'll inspire some of them to do something with some of their talents, you know.
I hope so. Will you knock him out?
Well, Howard, let me say this, you know. Like I told you, I'm not going to try to kill him. I'm not going to try to kill him, buddy. I'm going to beat him. And that's how you win. You win. There is no certain amount of margin you win by a horse race. If you win by that much, the horse wins. If you win by 1 point in a basketball game, you win. You see, there's no certain way to win. The only thing is to do is to win.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Joe Louis, the former great heavyweight champion, one of the many celebrities in attendance, will be back with the Ali Lyle heavyweight title fight. Now let's pause for station identification.
This ESPN Classic program is presented by EA Sports Fight Night Round 4 in stores June 25th.
When I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is put some sauce on you.
What would you do for free steak? Find out.